Good morning and happy Friday. I'm Brenda Medina Moreno, Public Engagement Specialist with United ISD. And thank you all so much for joining us today, taking some time away from your busy schedules as we announce September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month and, of course, our partnership with Smiles from Heaven, the local nonprofit organization that is fully dedicated to bring awareness to childhood cancer. They assist our students affected by pediatric cancer by supporting them and, of course, their families, always walking right beside them and assuring them that they are never alone as they, too, know the challenges and the heartache of seeing a loved one battle pediatric cancer. At this time, I would like to welcome and introduce our esteemed guests, beginning with our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Gerardo Cruz. Members of the district management team, administrators, district and campus leaders, please stand and be recognized. Smiles from Heaven founders and Bella's parents, Ray and Betsy Sanchez. We also have some very special guests joining us today who have become members of the Smiles from Heaven family after bravely facing childhood cancer. We have Jose and Eloisa Martinez, parents of our angel and former Juarez Lincoln Elementary student, 10-year-old Peter. Rita and Abiel Obregon. Miss Rita is a unit teacher at Trotman Middle School. Her son is 2-year-old Ciro, who I heard will also be celebrating a birthday next week. If you could please stand to be recognized as well. He's excited. We also have Juan Flores, dad of 9-year-old Mackenzie, who is a 4th grader at Roosevelt Elementary. You want to say hi? Stephanie Cardenas, mom of 13-year-old son, Santiago. And Smiles from Heaven ambassador, Desiree, who is a United High School student. Thank you for being with us this morning. Childhood cancer is the leading cause of death from disease among children and adolescents in the U.S. That's according to the American Association for Cancer Research. And the cancer death rate has thankfully declined significantly. When you take a look at the 5-year-old survival rates, the improvement has been especially significant for a few cancers. In particular, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, that's the most common childhood cancer. But despite these advances, thousands of children will still be diagnosed each year with some form of cancer. And many of them, as we've seen, will unfortunately die from these diseases. That is why it is crucial to raise awareness of childhood cancer and why UISD has partnered with Smiles from Heaven. Together, working together, we can educate our community about childhood cancer and all of the resources that are available to help families fight these diseases, and of course, inspire others to donate money to help fund research and help children and their families who need the financial assistance and treatments. To share why this partnership is so important to us, please help me welcome our superintendent, Dr. Cruz.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is indeed a good day, to be part of United ISD. Of all the organizations and partnerships that we have here at United ISD, I think this one is the most impactful, the one that's the most heartwarming. Appreciate the Sanchez family for putting this together. We, United ISD, are dedicated to every single child that we have, over 40,000 students, and we want to make sure that we give them the very, very best. And a partnership like this just extends that. Many families go through many hardships. Deepest condolences for all of our families who have lost and who are angels looking upon us, and any of our families who are going through this. Your assistance definitely helps our parents, not only with finding hotel rooms and travel expenses, but also also a good portion of this goes to research. Our goal here at United ISD is to have at least $50,000 or perhaps more. Last few days ago, we had our administrative meeting, and we're all pumped and we're all dedicated. I know different departments are going to be having different fundraisers for a good cause to be sure that we garner as much funding as we can to support our families. And again, you can count on United ISD, and thank you for the Sanchez family for bringing this and for being the pillars and being the strong supporters of making sure that every family's benefit from this organization. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Cruz. This morning, please also help me welcome our board member and secretary, Ms. Michelle Molina. If you want to go ahead and join us to say a few words this morning.
Good morning. I truly appreciate this partnership. We've had this partnership for few years now, and the impact that the Sanchez family has made in the community, putting that money back into our school district with our kids makes a big impact. Not just UISD, LISD, but all the families as well that are impacted. Studies show, we spoke about this last year as well. Studies show that children diagnosed with cancer, you can fill up in an elementary school in the U.S. And, let that sink in just a minute. Children diagnosed in the U.S., studies show that you can fill up an elementary school. That's one child too many, unfortunately. However, we are thankful for this partnership. We're thankful for our superintendent, Ms. Morales, and the entire UISD cabinet that is always out here supporting our campuses. I see some principals here and administration. So, we all come out strong to help out this organization, and we truly appreciate everything you do. And you continue to raise money. You continue to raise that awareness. I just saw Bell for a Cause, right? So it's very impactful. I appreciate the overlapping of fundraising, right, to put it back into our community. So we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Our communications ITV department produced a video with Cito's family, who's joining us here to my right-hand side, showing us what families face when dealing with childhood cancer and how Smiles from Heaven help them. We'd like to now turn your attention to the screen.
Rita and Abiel Obregon noticed that their little son Ciro, who had just had his first birthday, was having trouble with his motor skills. His local pediatrician recommended that he see a specialist in San Antonio, but Ciro's parents could never have imagined the results of the MRI test.
The reason that his eyes weren't tracking well was because he had a baseball-sized tumor in the back of his head, and the part of the brain that's called the cerebellum.
9 days later, Ciro had surgery to remove the tumor, followed by chemotherapy, which he completed on his second birthday. But the side effects took a toll on young Ciro.
He would come back maybe once a month for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days. There were some times where he would come back, he would get fever, and then that fever, because of what he was going through, we would just have to drive back to San Antonio.
It's been a very stressful time for the Obregon family, and even brave little Ciro can see the devastating impact it's having on his entire family.
He can feel it. He can feel when mommy's sad. He does say, like, "Mommy, don't cry." And it's fine. So he's a strong one. My eldest one too, but they're so strong. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how he doesn't hate me. I don't know how my oldest one doesn't. I don't know how my oldest one keeps on loving his brother despite of everything. They just keep going, and I don't know how they do it.
Big brother Adam says he loves his little brother a lot, and he always worries about him.
I started crying in the night because I started crying in the night because I didn't want to lose him.
In the last 40 years, the overall survival rate for childhood cancer has increased from 10% to over 85%. And great news for Ciro and his family. A recent MRI indicates the tumor is gone and Ciro is now in remission. And while many children are lucky to survive, that was not the case for little Bella Sanchez. Surrounded by her parents and beloved service dog Hazel, Bella succumbed to cancer despite her very brave battle. In a tribute to Bella's memory, her parents, Ray and Betsy Sanchez, founded the Smiles from Heaven Cancer Organization to help other local families who are experiencing this same tragedy.
She was truly an angel here on earth, and she showed us so many things, and I like to see it as she completed her mission here on earth and now has left us with this, right? And by the grace of God, we're still, continuing and going stronger. And for all the families and all the little kids, we like to call them Bella's little friends. So we're here for them.
This year, as in years past, United ISD is partnering with Smiles from Heaven to help raise money for local children battling cancer. The money is used to help families with travel expenses, meals, and lodging, as families most often have to go out of town to get the necessary medical treatment for their child. Over the years, Smiles from Heaven has expanded their services. They now have a center where they host many fun events for cancer patients and their families. They offer tutoring, they've added a sensory room, and they have recently purchased a van that families are able to use in order to get to their out-of-town doctor's appointments. They even have employees, which they lovingly refer to as the Fight Like a Kid staff.
Want to help as much as we can, and sometimes if it's lonely. Sometimes I feel we're not doing much, but we're trying our best, and we're providing those programs that we once needed. So everything has been thought out by myself, Betsy, our Fight Like a Kid staff, which are people with lived experience who have children, who have sadly passed or have had cancer.
Ray and Betsy Sanchez say they are always willing to help a family in need of their services.
If anybody out there needs assistance, needs help, knows somebody that's child has cancer, just reach out to us, Smiles from Heaven, Fight Like a Kid, and we're there to help as much as we can.
While families certainly appreciate the financial help they receive from Smiles from Heaven, they say it's the emotional support that is just as important.
They've been helpful since day one with everything. They've also had them, in their building, and they've been helpful with a lot of stuff, and I've always been very appreciative of everything they've done for us.
Every dollar really does go into something, whether it's for the siblings or support for the parents, because I don't know what I would have done without them as well. They're just always there.
September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and United ISD will take part in a month-long pinup campaign. Students and staff can purchase a card for as little as $1. The donor signs the card, and it is proudly displayed in a very visible location in our schools and offices. Donations can also be made online, and visitors are welcome to tour their new facility.
And people can contact us at, our email is info@smilesfromheaventx.org. Our phone number is at the office, and we're there from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5, and it is 956-441-0218. Our address is 6423 Polaris Drive, Suite B1.
Together, Smiles from Heaven and the United Independent School District can make a difference in the lives of local children fighting cancer.
Beautiful video put together, just showing us exactly what families go through. I think a lot of us know someone who has battled cancer. those that survive, and unfortunately those that have passed away. So that's why it's crucial for us to partner with organizations like Smiles from Heaven, and make everybody aware about this, especially in September. We're yellow every Friday, right, Ray? To show your support and just continue to spread the word. Even though the survival rate has declined significantly, there is still a lot of research that needs to be done to protect our little babies. At this time, it is also my pleasure to introduce Ray and Betsy Sanchez, founders of Smiles from Heaven, and Miss Rita, Cito's mom, who you saw in that video, to share a few words with us this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Trying to hold it together here. Again, thank you. Thank you so much. It truly, truly means a lot. All the support that we have received all these years. When we first started this, obviously, as you know, it was right after our daughter Bella passed. We knew that our community needed this. We experienced it firsthand. You all know this. And with the pain and, wanting my daughter here, we knew that, and we decided to do something, right? Turn that pain into purpose. And it's gotten better for me. I'm now speaking on a personal level. It's gotten, this was more of a healing for me as well. And I'm sure for my husband as well. And as you can see, we get attached to these families. It's not easy. It's not easy doing what we do. We didn't ask for this, but we knew what our community needed. And that's the reason why we're here, to support every single family that has been affected by this, that will get affected by this. And we're here standing strong by the grace of God, because like I said, it's not easy, but if we're able to plant seeds and give a little bit of hope to these families, that makes it all worth it. I said it last year, nothing we ever do will bring our daughter back, but if we can give hope to these families, it means so much. And obviously, the funding, we cannot do this without, the funding, without the money. We to be able to provide these programs and these resources for our families, we need awareness and we need funding. So, but aside from all of that is more of that hope, being there for the families and truly showing them that they're not alone in this journey, because it does get very lonely. It is, even we had a strong support system with our church family, with our family, with the community of Laredo. We did have that strong support system, but just knowing that there's someone out there experiencing the same thing and walking the same, shoes it truly does make a difference. Because when you're going through something like this, it gets lonely, but knowing that there's people out there, just being there, just waiting, for us to be able to express ourselves and vent and talk about it, it makes a difference. And that's the main reason why we decided to do this, because we see it, it's not just about helping financially, but being there for our mental health as well, for our sanity, to continue going and being there for our children. So as you all saw, I mean, it touched me, and this is just in a nutshell of what we do every day. This is not the only family. We have so many families like Mr. Martinez and Ms. Martinez, just recently lost our Peter, and it gets to us, but we will continue fighting hard, and we can't thank you. We cannot express how grateful we are to UISD for opening your doors and your hearts and making sure that our families are heard, and making sure that, not only us, but the whole UISD district is here for them. So thank you all so much. It doesn't only stop here. with the resources and the programs and being there for families, but also advocating and bringing awareness to our schools is it's making a difference. So to all principals, counselors, everyone that has invited us to speak to their students at their schools, thank you so much, because it is making a difference. We do have, this is our very first year that we have an ambassador for Smiles from Heaven, and she is one of our own. She is Ms. Desiree Rubalcaba. If you can just give us your round of applause for her, because she has been amazing. Desiree is a United High School student. She is also Miss All-American Teen Texas, and she came to us not too long ago during the summer, donating. But then we got to speak, and she found it in her heart to be part of this, and we are so grateful because we're seeing the impact it's making on students as well, that they want to go out there and be advocates in their community and in her very own school. So thank you, Desiree, for that. And now I'm going to pass it to Ray, because I can stay here talking forever. Thank you.
Thank you. She already said everything. Now, talking from a father's standpoint, I always say, I'm a husband, I'm a Christian, I'm a father, and I'm a combat veteran. I've seen many things in my life, but nothing has touched me more, or nothing has moved me more than losing my 2-year-old daughter. A lot of the programs and assistance that we provide, lodging, I'll touch on lodging. And some of the programs I needed, some of the programs I haven't even been open about it. But I remember I was working in the oil fields, Halliburton, coil tubing, making good money, and still that financial need was there. I used to get out of work, just covered in oil, all my overalls in oil, and I was working in San Antonio, and I would drive to the hospital to go see my daughter. That was the highlight of my day. And when I got out of work, little did they know that I used to stop at Pilots and take a shower before going to the hospital. So I was there waiting in line to get my shower called, and a bunch of truckers, and I'll take a shower, then try to put on some clean clothes, and drive to the hospital and see my daughter Bella. And I remember when I used to open the door, I would see the brightest, biggest smile as you could see. She would always have a big smile, and that would just make up my day. I was tired, I was sleepy, but that would make my day. When she passed, I was still working on the oil field, and I remember just doing the same thing, being in San Antonio alone, but I had nothing to look forward to. I didn't have that big smile to go to and look forward to. And as a dad, it gets to you, and then you start thinking, okay, my daughter's gone. I know where she's at. I begged and I pleaded to God to keep her here, but she took her, so she's now healed. But what do these families need? What do these families in Laredo, from Rio Bravo? I'm from Rio Bravo. What do they need? So that's when me and Betsy came together, and you know what? We're gonna do something for these children, something that's needed here locally. It's no scam. This is as real as it gets. We experienced it. We lived it. I went to DDHR, Coach Ortiz, now principal at LBJ. He was my coach. He was my 4th grade teacher. Ben Bondic was my PE teacher. I don't want to talk about that, but he was my PE teacher. I went to Salvador Garcia. Then I went to LBJ. And so I lived it. I'm part of it, so I know what they need. And, just doing the work we do is nothing that we asked for. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to be here, but we're here. We were called to do this. We were called to do this by God's grace. And everything we do, we put God first. That's why we're growing at the rate we're going. Just this year we received $1.3 million, and that's because of the transparency we have. I told the principals last time, challenge us. If you have any questions financially, challenge us. Go look at our books. There's nothing to hide. I just got arrested 2-3 days ago. I have nothing to hide, so that was a fundraiser. That's a fundraiser. Clarify things. For those who don't follow us on Facebook, we made a little prank. I got arrested, and most of the people say like, "Oh, Ray, no, nothing's wrong." So yeah, I got nothing to hide. I did that, and but yeah, we were called for this, and it hurts. We get attached to these children. We got attached to Peter. Peter used to come to our center. And can you come up here, Ms. Martinez, Mr. Jose, Miss Eloisa? Can you grab the Peter's picture? Can you grab Peter's picture? All of these kids here, all of these kids and more are angels. We're losing about one child every year. This is our Peter. This is from where I grew up. We met them when they first started the battle. We assisted them all throughout, and they're still part of our Smiles from Heaven, Fight Like a Kid family. There's one too many kids. But this is just proof that we're here to help. We're here to help support local. And we just get attached to these children. But God put us here. So thank you, Mr. Eloisa, Mr. Jose, for stepping up, for being here throughout the pain. And thank you to our community, to UISD, for stepping up and supporting Smiles from Heaven and supporting Fight Like a Kid. I'll leave you with that. And thank you, everybody, and God bless.
Nothing compared to you also. As the new school year begins, parents everywhere send their children off to school with hopes of a bright and promising future. Time passes quickly. One moment, the child is in kindergarten, and the next, they're in high school, graduating. For us, as CETO begins the process of entering United Independent School District, that dream feels both beautiful and fragile. While most children wish for a future where they can sleep in and skip school, CETO's greatest dream is simply to be a student at Trauman Elementary. Just like his older brother. His biggest wish is to walk into those classrooms and hallways, to be part of that school, to be a student. I hold on to that hope that one day he will start pre-kindergarten, but with every MRI appointment, I'm reminded how uncertain tomorrow can be. The possibility of the cancer returning is always near. What so many families take for granted, the everyday routine of school, is the very thing children like CETO long for. We share our story to bring awareness with the hope that no child will ever have to face cancer again. As I look at my little one and his simple dream of attending a UISD campus, I'm reminded of how much he has already endured, how hard he has fought, and what a blessing it is that he is here with us today. Thank you. Thank you so much for that and for sharing those words with us. I think if you give him the mic, he too would want to say a few words. He's been saying cheese and pointing at his picture here behind us. So obviously a very, very happy child. United ISD will also be participating in Childhood Cancer Awareness Week, which will be on here to my left-hand side. It'll be September 15th through the 19th. So go ahead and start saving those dates. We will kick off beginning with Sports Jersey Day as we team up against cancer. And then wrapping up with Friday with Go Gold Day. Wearing gold from head to toe is what they told us. The Smiles from Heaven. So make sure that you get your clothes and your gear ready for that week. We'll also be posting this up on social media to remind them, and obviously you'll probably get those notifications through the schools as well. To show our support, also We encourage everybody to wear gold or yellow on Fridays throughout the month of September. That way, when people see you, they know why you're wearing gold or yellow. And if not, they'll ask you, why do you keep wearing yellow or gold every Friday? And then you could tell them why. This concludes our press conference for today. We invite our administrators and Smiles from Heaven representatives to step up for photos. And of course, please feel free to also enjoy snacks and refreshments that are here by the doors. And again, thank you all for joining us today to remind everybody that September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month.